Semi-live from the cabin up on Lazy Mountain. It's my Alaskan backyard. And today is April 9th, 2018. And I'm your host, Greg. Tonight's show, we're going to go out to the Palmer Range and shoot my FNX 45. We're going to talk about the conditions in the world right now, and probably going to chat about Syria for a bit. And this supposedly chemical attack. So sit back, relax, light them if you got them, pour yourself a brew, a glass of wine, enjoy this evening. Well, hello there. Good evening to you. We're going to go mess around here a little bit. I bought the pistol about a year and a half ago. I've had it to the range a couple times. And I've done some modifications to it. This is what we're talking about. This is the FNX 45. It has a threaded barrel. And Kitty wants to come up and talk to us, so we'll let her come up here in a second. It's for silencer, a suppressor. I've put on here a Bushnell optic. It comes with the cutout already in the handgun, right there at the top, the cutout. So, and it comes with some adapters for several different types. Let me pull this camera down a little bit. Yeah. So you can get several types of adapters for different optics for it. No kitty. Okay. Now I've put on here, also I put on a laser sight, Crimson Trace. I forget exactly what the model number is, but as you can see, I'll turn it on. Yeah, you can see the laser. It's not of much use in broad daylight. I think maybe green would be easier to see. I tried it at the range today, and you just couldn't even see where it was striking. Well, it was bright sunlight in Alaska. I'm sure in the dark or in a lesser lighted environment, you'd be able to see it pretty good. Okay. All right. So while we're bullshitting around tonight, we're going to go ahead and clean this baby. We've already cleared it. Nope. Nothing inside. Okay. The features of this, if you'd like to look online, you can find them all over the internet. Documentation on FN firearms. This is one of the better 45s I've ever shot. I used to shoot competition, the U.S. Army when I was in the Army, pistols and rifles. And I have to say the weight of this, the feel, the grip, and the fact that I could interchange the grips, it ships from the factory with a nice black a black or brown case with 3 interchangeable grips. The plate's inside here. When you get it, you have to take that plate off. And comes with three 15 round magazines. And I'll show you what those look like. Just a second. Here's your 15 round magazine. It's a double stack, and with indicators on the back. Now, my old arthritic hands will not allow me to load these very easily. This took me quite a while to get the 15 rounds in here. Okay. I like the indicator on the back, so that when you're shooting, if you ever pop it out in an emergency and you're worried about how many you got, you can look on the back and you can tell instantaneously. You can tell exactly how much you got. So let's, without ado, we'll go ahead and roll that film for you, and you'll be able to see what this looks like out on the range. Alrighty, let me see if I can get this keyed up correctly. Oh, let's put that up, and let's make her super big, and let's go to that display, and we'll pop it over, and there it is. Let's go ahead and start her up. Crowded Palmer range, we're going to do some shooting with the FNX 45. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm sure you're going to go like this, and then that take off, and it goes like that, and then you go. I'm cheating, folks. I'm disassembling the weapon while you're watching. And that's about it for the range. I had several cameras going, but I lost the footage on the other ones. So, as you can see, it's real fun to play with that thing at the range. While you guys were watching that, I was breaking down my pistol to the component parts, the barrels, and I'm going to start. Got some solvent in them already. And what we're going to do is run some patches through here and get all this carbon out of it, or a little bit of carbon. I don't know. I probably put about 50 rounds through it today. Not a whole lot. Usually when I go to the range, I'll burn 100 rounds easy. 100, maybe 200 rounds on a good, nice day. See, there's quite a bit of carbon still in there. So just clean a little bit of the carbon out of it, and then we'll put it back together. Hopefully I'll show you how that goes without screwing it up. But you never know. Let me go here. Let's see here. Put that guy away. Put that guy away. Let's see. You know, I saw some films on the supposedly chemical attack on Syria by Assad on his own people. Well, first off, this occurred in a subdivision of the city of Baghdad. Was it Baghdad? Yeah. No, it was Damascus, his capital, and they had the place surrounded to start with. They've driven. This is the last little enclave of supposed rebels, and the war was over already. Okay, you had there's maybe 100 rebels left in this little enclave or whatever. So supposedly they dropped from helicopters. They dropped chemical weapons on them. Now I'll see if I can find the footage of what I saw on CNN, but I saw some of it on CNN. And little background on myself: I'm an Army veteran. At one time in my Army career, I was what they call the NBC NCOIC for my unit, which is the Nuclear, Biological, and Chemical Non-Commissioned Officer. I was sent to school to learn about how to detect and what the effects of all the different nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons were. And the reason they chose me to do this is because I was also the medic. I'd been an Army medic for quite a few years, and I'd worked in hospitals and stuff, and I've worked around chemical weapons casualties. One place where I was stationed was a little south of Fort Detrick, the post where they actually design and build these biological and chemical weapons systems. Okay, and I took care of one of the lab rat slash laboratory technicians that had pricked his skin with a glass pipette in one of the experimental rooms. I took care of him for about a year up on the ward. He was barely alive. Okay, I got to talking to him when he was lucent sometimes, and we'd talk about the research and stuff that him and the other guys were doing in those laboratories. Just from that and my training, just from that experience with actual patient, and from my training as an NBC NCOIC, I'm pretty much convinced that the footage that I saw on CNN of this latest attack was complete fabrication and fake. There's no way in hell that those people were attacked with a chemical weapon or a biological weapon. No way. There's no way it were. Okay, they just you just can't have an attack like that and only have that small amount of casualties, and you can't videotape an attack like that without having protective gear on. I watched one soldier or civilian or whatever he was holding a child walking through a dense cloud of dark gray supposedly chemicals. All right, you know what that was? It was a smoke grenade. Okay, anybody who's ever popped a smoke in the military for a signaling device or for cover for an attack knows what a smoke grenade looks like. That was a fucking smoke grenade. All right, that right there told me that that was a fake. Okay. Then when they're cleaning up these supposed villains, or not villains, but the supposed victims, they're washing them off with water. The people that are washing them are completely exposed. No one's wearing any safety gear whatsoever. They're just splashing water on them. That's a complete fake. That's not how you decon a contaminated person or piece of material. It's totally fake. Okay. Now, doesn't this surprise anybody that this comes right after Trump says he's going to pull the remaining troops out of Syria, and evidently last month the Russian guys had announced that they'd intercepted rebel communications stating that they were going to have one of these chemical attacks. That they were going to have an incident like this to keep the Americans and the Russians from leaving, and to bring more heat on Assad's regime. What their end goal is to partition that country up. They want it cut up so that that fucking British Petroleum / Saudi pipeline can go through Syria, up through the provinces and into Turkey. This is all about oil, folks. It's crazy. Why are we going? We're going to go to war again for this shit. For British Petroleum and the Brits. Just ask yourself some of these questions. Who's benefiting by starting another war with Russia and Assad in Syria? Who's going to benefit from that? Okay? It's the Turks and the fucking Brits. The Brits and the Saudis. They're all going to benefit because they want that pipeline and that oil to go through to the European market. It's as simple as that, folks. Don't let these people bamboozle you. That being said, let's do a Google search on it. Let's go. Let me search Google for SYARIN Syrian Chemical attack. 2018 attack video. Okay, let's see this video. This is a CNN video. All right, let's check this out. Let's play it, see what happens.
Breaking news out of Syria this morning. There's new video from eastern Ghouta, that's a suburb of Damascus, showing several people Syrian activists say were attacked with a suspected chemical agent.
Dozens have died, and local doctors say those numbers could go up. CNN cannot independently verify these videos taken by anti-government activists and doctors, but we have to warn you that the
anti-government activists and actors. I think he slipped up.
Is graphic. Now, if you don't think you can take it, look away. If you don't want
Let's
to
not
see
look away.
الله أكبر مدينة دوما الله أكبر استشهدوا جراء قصف.
Okay, has anybody ever seen mustard gas or chlorine? What do you think you'd see on the surface of the skin? Blistering, right? What's going to be the cause of death for those type of agents? It's going to be suffocation. You're going to see around the mouth, you're going to see fluids, and you're going to see blood, because what's going to happen is the chemicals are going to blister the linings of the lungs, which are going to cause them to hemorrhage, which is going to stop the transfer of oxygen, and that's what kills you. See how much blood you see coming out of people's noses and mouths for this so-called chemical agent.
What's so hard to look at? These are the men, women, children of Duma, lying on the floor. This is an underground shelter here. What you see around their mouth appears to be foam. That's a sign of a chemical attack. This is not the first time chemical attacks, though, have been reported in Syria.
The government has been accused on at least 3 other occasions in the last 6 years, but the Syrian government denies being behind this incident.
CNN senior international correspondent Fred Pleitkin, live from Damascus right now, the only Western TV journalist there. Fred, so good to see you. Help us understand what you're learning this morning.
Yeah. Hi, Christy. Certainly seems to be some troubling event.
Now, did you see over 40 victims there? I don't think so. You know, I saw some blistering on some frothing and blistering, but not enough to really convince me that a makeup man could have done that very easily.
Are happening. All of this going down only about, I'd say about 8 miles from where I am right now. Now, the latest information that we have is that apparently around 8:30 last night, a helicopter, this is according to rebel and opposition media sources, a helicopter from the Syrian government apparently dropped some sort of improvised explosive device called a barrel bomb. And then after that happened, many people in that eastern Ghouta region, specifically the neighborhood of Duma, came down with respiratory problems. And then you had those many casualties, with the opposition saying that dozens of people have been killed. And as you mentioned, they expect that the death toll is going to continue to go up. And that's also shortly afterwards that we found or got those videos that then came out of those people with those respiratory problems, of doctors trying to help them, and of general what seemed to be panic in that area. Now, again, we can't independently verify those accounts. We can't independently verify those videos. And certainly the Syrian government has come out in a very strong way denying these allegations. They say that they had had a battle in that area. They were making gains on the battlefield. They have no reason, they say, to use chemical weapons in that area because it's encircled by the government forces and was on them anyway. They also say these chemicals, the area where they were apparently used was not on the front line. It was more in the rear echelon, and that would give them even less of an incentive to use them there.
That pretty much makes my case for it. You know, I'm trying to find the one with the smoke grenade.
A drive into the wasteland.
Let's see if this one is the one with the smoke grenade.
Years of siege and fighting have laid waste to what was once a thriving business district. Amid the ruins, some are trying to return. His tomato sauce factory will come back to life.
Let's skip through this and see if we can see anything. So far, this is nothing but drivel garbage. Let's see what else I got. Thousands of days. No, I guess not. Let's go back and look at some other search results. Video shows Trump vows affected by chemical tile. Let's see.
We have breaking news out of
That's the
Syria this
same
morning.
one.
There's new
That's the same shit. Okay. Maybe maybe it was CBS where I saw that. Let's see. Let's see what they got. No, it's not loading. Nope, I guess not. Okay, well that's not gonna work. Anyway, so until somebody can show me some actual proof, you know, like test results or something, the rebels have been caught before killing their own people. You know, staging these stupid fucking false flags. It didn't make any sense for Assad and the army to have used chemical weapons on this very small population. Okay, it just doesn't make any sense. So take it for what it's worth. I just don't believe it yet. We'll see where it develops. Okay, so what else should we do here? Well, we covered the range thing. Hey, I know. Let's try and do Facebook Live or something. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. The Secretary of Search Center, White House. You know, YouTube. Alright, I guess I've run out of things to say. Unless you guys want to sit here and watch me clean this. And probably be pretty boring for you. You know, so I'll just go ahead and sign off. This has been My Alaskan Backyard with Greg. I hope you enjoyed the show. And let's go ahead and do a little Flight of the Valkyries to get out of here. And we're gone.